Hey Sirens, so today we're going to be doing an exercise about your branding and your brand attributes. So this exercise is actually from the Future website. They teach the business of design and the design of business. And so I'm just going to explain, if you could just open the worksheet attachment and just take a look at the columns, and I'm just going to explain each one for you, and we will go from there. So the first column is culture. And culture is how, so when you're filling this out, I want you to think about your dream brand, like how you want your brand to be, and maybe that's not necessarily what it is right now. So maybe it's something you want to grow into. So in the first column, it's going to be culture. And so that's how would our community describe us? So like if you had to ask your friends to give you one word to describe you, what would that word be? So, or your community, the community, if you have a YouTube channel, if you have your blog, what would that be? And just try to list as many one-word answers as you can. The second column is going to be customers. So this is how would you describe your customers, or if you're a blogger, your readers, if you're a YouTuber, your viewers. So how would you describe these people? Are they fun? Do they light up a room when they walk in? Are they artsy? Are they open-minded? Like, what are they like? So just write as many as you can. The next column is voice. And this is how you sound. So if you're sitting and you're talking to somebody one-on-one, how do you want to come off when you're talking to them? Do you want to sound informed, educated? Do you want to sound down to earth? So how does your voice, how does your personality sound to them? Next column is feeling. So this is how do people feel after they have bought from you, after they've interacted with you, after they've, spent a little time with you. How do you want them to feel when they're leaving and they're going home or they get off the call? Like, do you want them to feel warm and fuzzy? Do you want them to feel, at peace because they know that, it's going to be better? Do you want them to feel seen because maybe the kind of art that you provide really relates to how they're feeling and their circumstance? Like, how would you want them to feel after interacting with you? The next one is impact. So these last two columns I've actually found to be a little bit tougher. So this next column is impact, and it's kind of about a tangible thing that you can give them. So maybe that means you give them, or after they buy your services, what's something that they get in return? So do they get a peace of mind? Do they get supported? Are they making more money because they bought your product? So what's the tangible thing that you give to them after they bought your product or service or are working with you? And that's the impact. Like, what impact do you have in their life? And then the last one is X factor. And this column used to be really tough for me, but I recently heard an explanation about it that made me like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So we'd okay, well, how are we different from other people or other brands? That can be kind of hard to think about. But it's also what makes you weird? What makes you different from those other guys? So if you have, for me, I have 6 sisters, right? So what if somebody was needing me to help them with something? Why are they going to choose me over one of my sisters? What makes me different than my sisters? So this would be your X factor. So what is your X factor that makes you different from your sisters? Or from your, well, in this case, we're the fellow Sirens, or, other people that are kind of doing similar things. Maybe what makes you different? Are you more magical? Are you badass? Do you heal? What makes you different? Are you an adventurer? So yeah, we're going to try to figure out our X factor. So in this exercise, we're actually going to be setting a timer, and you are going to be going through each column, for a certain amount of time. And then at the end, we're actually going to be making a brand statement out of these answers. So I like this exercise. I think it's super fun, super creative. So just have fun while you do it. There's no wrong answers. And you can be silly, you can be quirky, like anything you want to write down. They like to say, like, even if you're doing this exercise with a professional strategist, like you could say the word banana and we'll write it down. So just have fun with it, and get loose and see what you come up with. Okay, so we'll see you in the next one.